By Michael Tuck. He's acting captain for this evening. You might think Hawthorn are a little bit weak, but don't underestimate them because they've got some good kids in this team tonight. David Flintoff, Jamie Morrissey are playing their first games, and Glenn Howard, who played a couple of years ago, is coming back into the Hawthorn team. They still look a strong combination, and they're very confident they can take Footscray this evening. But Stephen will tell you all about that. He's out on the ground now. He'll tell you all about Footscray.
Thank you very much, Jack. And the Footscray side have made just a couple of changes. They've brought Con Gorazidis in, who kicked 6 goals on Sunday in the Channel 7 Reserve Cup match, all in the second half of the match. They'll be led tonight by Neil Cordy in the absence of Jim Edmund. Coming out onto the ground now, one interesting addition is Bairnsdale schoolboy Michael Atkins, who is the first of the Victorian crop who've just returned from Ireland, and it's a great effort for him to be making his senior debut against Hawthorn tonight. Conditions out here absolutely magnificent, very still. The ground in the centre is just a bit wet, but should be a great game.
Right, thank you very much indeed, Stephen. And the umpires for tonight's match, Ian Clayton and Glenn Jesse James. We'll be back for the first quarter in just a moment.
Since factory incentives on commercial vehicles...
Nine there, Lou. Played in the Teal Cup Championship and also just got back from Ireland.
Yes, and Jack mentioned that big list of Hawthorn players that are out, but it's still not a bad-looking Hawthorn side.
Good.
And if you look at it, there's probably 13 or 14 players who at some stage have been automatic selections. So it just shows the depth in the Hawthorn lineup at the present moment.
Michael Tuck will be captaining the Hawthorn side tonight.
Of course, Footscray have made a couple of changes to a couple of young kids in the side beside young Michael Atkins. That's Hicks and Ross. Ross number 50 on the wing, and Hicks, little red-headed forward pocket rover player.
Emmett Dunn going to the interchange bench, so it looks as though he will probably go on and off the ball, sharing the ruck work for Footscray.
And I should imagine in the ruck would be Ford. Is it number 6 for Footscray, Bob?
It's the big blonde-headed fellow, and it's could be a little awkward for Footscray. Some of these players could still be quite stiff because Alistair Ford and a number of these players did play on Sunday in the Channel 7 Cup.
Certainly test out their fitness. Hawthorn will be kicking to the right and Footscray will be kicking to the left. Umpire Ian Clayton on screen, son of Harry Clayton, and umpire Glenn James, his partner in crime. First quarter of the third quarter-final of the Sterling Cup for 1984. Michael Byrne in ruck for Hawthorn, Alistair Ford in ruck for Footscray, and away we go. Byrne gets the first tap out, couldn't get it very far. One for Green to chase if he can get there first. He gets offloaded very quickly by Williams, picked up by Polkinghorn. Down towards right half forward, almost a mark taken down there by Flintoff for Hawthorn, picked up by Tuck. Attempted smother for Footscray down there by Foster, not successful. Ball very close to the boundary line, and in fact it has gone over now, but it will be a boundary throw-in. Left forward pocket for Hawthorn. Tuck doing the ruck work against Ford. Palms the ball down, trying to find Robertson, not successful. Green's there, over Hawthorn player gets offloaded. He'll get a free kick, and that is Loveridge. Was it Flintoff? Flintoff, it was Green. Gives the hand pass over to McCarthy. McCarthy up towards full forward. A long shot is just about there, but it's through for one behind to open the scoring for the Hawks, and that came up at the 1 minute mark of the first term.
Yes, Michael McCarthy doing most of the ruck work on the forward line for the Hawks.
Kellett brings the ball towards the member stand side. Up goes Cordy. He's captaining the Footscray side tonight. A chance down there for McPherson. There's only one of them in the side tonight. Steve was a late withdrawal. Chance for the Bulldogs. This is their new player Hicks. Gets the hand pass out, intercepted by Byrne. Knock on by Tuck. Beautifully done to Robertson. Robertson a long shot at goal from the half forward flank, just about there, but it's touched through again and one behind to the Hawks. And that takes their total to 2 points at the 1.5 minute mark. Robertson started off slowly on Saturday. He was beaten by Brian Wood early, but finished up one of their better players. Ball back into play from Kennedy. Looking up there for Cordy. Cordy takes the mark over DiPierdomenico. Did he play on? Umpire says he didn't go over the mark, and umpire Clayton applying a 15-metre penalty.
Well, I think Cordy may have been a little bit anxious that time. Well grabbed by DiPierdomenico. There's the kick falling short. The mark taken there by Sewell at centre wing position for Footscray. Ball back into attack for them. Getting under the ball that time was Howard. Ball finally picked up here by Williams. A short kick down there to Footscray. Gorazidis comes out, but the umpire said It'll be a free kick.
No, it's out of bounds.
Out of bounds, is it? Out of bounds, back further, about 60 metres around from the Footscray goal. Hawthorn 2 points to Footscray yet to score. Ball pushed out again by Byrne. Going after it now is Howard. He can't get clear. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Footscray. And to take the free kick there will be Atkins. That's the young boy having his first kick in senior football, but a good mark taken down there by Langford of Hawthorn.
Playing tonight at full back.
Well, that'd give the young fellow a bit of confidence, Bob, that first kick in the early part of the game.
It's always nice to have a touch early in the piece, Lou. I've often wondered if you came in at half-time, how you'd feel if you still hadn't had a kick.
That's right. It's Polkinghorne driving it up there towards Tuck. The ball tapped out. Oh, pouncing on it beautifully. He's there, Robertson, but he gets himself into a bit of trouble. Now he goes for a long hand pass, and Green overruns the ball. Picked up by Mark McCarthy over DP Atamanico. A shot at goal. It'll be a goal, and it's through. A goal, the first goal going to DP Atamanico. Sometimes it's a bit hard to get out when you're in a bit of a hurry. 1 goal, 8 points. And Footscray yet to score.
DP Domenico, what a great player he has proven for Hawthorn, and I think he's going from strength to strength every time he plays. We watch on replay a lovely hand pass by McCarthy, and DP Domenico starting to make a habit of doing just that type of thing.
Originally set up too by Robertson. Some good twisting and turning, got the ball into the open. Hawthorn by 8, 4 minutes gone, first quarter. Not on the advantage with the breeze. Byrne and Ford. It's a free kick going to Hawthorn. Byrne will take the free kick. Big Hawthorn ruckman. Gets around Williams. Polkinghorne. Polkinghorne from just short of centre half forward. Straight down the ground. Plenty of Footscray players are there. They could have rattled that one. And Foster takes the mark and plays on. Up to centre wing. Plenty of distance in the kick. Good mark taken down there by young Atkins. So he's had a couple of touches so far, and looks a pretty good prospect on what we've seen so far in the match. Down towards left half forward flank, having a few problems down there, picking up the ball. DP Domenico comes in solidly and puts Bennett out of business. That's the former St Kilda player, and we'll see a boundary throw in on left centre wing.
Tell you what, Pete, young Atkins, a nicely built sort of a lad too, isn't he?
He's only, what, 17,
17,
I think, isn't
still
he?
going to school.
Knocked away for Footscray by Sewell. Chance down there for Hawthorn to pick the ball up through the agency of Morris. Couldn't do so. It's out of bounds. In fact, it's on the full.
Yeah, Sewell kicked that out, Peter.
So Morris will take the free kick. He clashed with Kelvin Moore on Saturday, and poor old Kelvin's got a broken jaw. It was when Salmon took that screamer in the first quarter. It's one of those unlucky things that happen in football. O'Halloran trying to burrow in and get the ball out, not successful. And the fastest man with the book, Glenn James, has decided on a bounce. Right on the VFL emblem. That is, of course, on centre wing. Ford and Byrne tangle again. Byrne wins it. It's intercepted for Footscray down there by Lund. Lund's kick up towards Polkinghorne. Polkinghorne to Green, and the Hawks swing into attack again.
And it's out wide. Flintoff going after it there with Egan. Egan's there first with the helmet on. Back it goes to Baxter of Footscray. Footscray have got a chance now to go deep into attack. A long hand pass coming out to Wallace. Wallace's kick is a long one up there towards the full forward position. Ball tapped down. We finally see Mew couldn't pick it up as a go for Footscray now. The ball tapped out wide. They're all having a bit of a dip. And that's a hand pass coming out from Footscray, but the umpire will ball it up. And that was Bennett getting that hand pass out. But the umpire will ball it up about 30 metres out from the Footscray goal. They're yet to score. Knocked out by Byrne. Bennett goes down again. He could have got one in the back, but the umpire says play, and it's finally cleared out that time by Howard. Out wide towards the wing position. A battle going on now. Knocked on again by Morrissey, but he didn't get clear. That's McPherson trying to get clear. Finally picked up by Baxter. And the little fella comes in, and a nice mark taken there by Hicks of Footscray. Short pass. It'll be okay, and Williams has got it right on the boundary line. So this is Williams for Footscray. And he'd be about 35 metres out from goal on a pretty acute angle.
Not a bad kick as a rule.
There's the kick by Williams on its way. It's a nice kick, but he's off target and through for 1 point. So it's Footscray's first score on the board, coming just on the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. This is the third quarter final of the Sterling Cup for 1984. Hawthorn 1 goal, 8 points. To Footscray 1 point only. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Langford brings it back there towards centre half back. DP Atamanico trying to get in a position. Actually tapped that one out, but the umpires found a free kick. And the free kick will go to Neil Cordy of Footscray. Goes for a short pass, looking for Gorazidis. Got one hand to it, couldn't hold it, but he goes after it again. He shows a bit of strength. The hand pass coming over to Groenewegen. He kicks the ball high back towards the full forward position. Oh, Mark dropped. Hicks tries to get clear. He's upended, but plenty of Hawthorn defenders to take the ball away.
Haven't taken it away yet. Green should be first to get there. Picks it up and fires out the long hand pass. Looks for Loveridge, finds him. Morris, long hand ball into the open spaces at right half forward flank. Langford is there. Gets scragged, attempted to get rid of the ball, so umpire Glenn James calls play on. Tuck dives on top of it. Now it's a chance for Robertson. Good tackle out there. Still the Hawks go forward. Picked up by Loveridge. Footscray going the punch. It's past Schwab. Now he's got it again. Lobs it high up towards full forward. Getting underneath it is Kellett. VP Domenico's there. Almost got the mark. Morrissey pinned by Cordy. Umpire again calls play on. Tucker shot at goal is close. If he's dobbed it. No, he hasn't. It's one behind. And Hawthorn take their total to 9 points. Now Footscray get to score.
VP Domenico down there attempting to take that mark, and he certainly covers some territory for a wingman. He right up and down the ground. In fact, the way the game's played these days, you could almost say that there's about 15 ruck rovers out there, Lou.
Rod McPherson's mark gets it up towards centre wing, and Atkins, he has to go the punch on that occasion. Slung as Cordy, picked up by Robertson. Back to Schwab, who played a great game on Saturday. DP Domenico again, but it's Robertson. Robertson, right forward pocket. Looks up for Curran, can't find him, knocked away by Egan. Kennedy is there for Footscray. Kennedy and McCarthy, the latter in hot pursuit, but the Footscray player has found the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in left forward pocket for Hawthorn. Number 50 up there is Ross, and number 36 Considine for Hawthorn. Ford and McCarthy. Sound like a couple of presidential candidates. Ford's got it. Umpire Glenn James has decided on a bounce. The most experienced men in white in the VFL at the moment. I think the one with the best sense of humour. Knocked away by McCarthy. Picked up by Considine. Now to Kennedy. Kennedy, right back pocket for Footscray, close to the boundary line. He's got for a hurried hand pass to Baxter. Baxter's kick up towards the half back line. Mew has to go the punch. Picked up by Considine. Fires it out to Mew. Well, mammoth punch away. McCarthy's there. Knocks it down and picked up for Hawthorn by Flintoff. He's playing in the forward pocket. Up towards full forward. Birdie almost one-handed, can't take the mark. Curran looks for somewhere to go. A snapshot, no good. And the mark taken right on the line for Footscray by Kennedy.
Kennedy goes for a hand pass over to Cordy. He's got a break here round about the half-back position. Goes for a short pass to Wallace. Wallace at centre field. Another hand pass coming over to Ford. A long kick out wide. And it's Bennett trying to grab that mark. A good hand pass back to Williams. A beauty. And a running shot at goal. How about that for a goal? Good play on the part of Footscray that time. Excellent play, Bob.
Yes, excellent play by Bennett in particular. But it was interesting to note that Wallace, after taking the ball in the centre, got the hand pass out. And we watch again on replay as Bennett gets a lovely hand pass across to Williams. But Alistair Ford didn't muck around. He put the boot right into it, and it's a long kick from the centre of the ground. And as a result, a goal to Williams.
Well, at the just on the 11-minute mark, it's 2 point difference in favour of Hawthorn. There's Williams going back to his position. A nice goal, but good play on the part of Bennett of Footscray. Centre bounce, Ford against Byrne. Byrne got the knockdown. They all missed that one. Going through was Baxter, couldn't get clear. The umpire said play on. And finally it comes out wide. Kicked off the ground by Atkins, doing pretty well. I think that's his about a third touch. Polkinghorne can't pick it up. Down goes Ross. Front of the ball is out wide. A hand pass coming out there to Polkinghorne. Another one over wide to Green. Always a very elusive player. The kick falls short. Foster overrang the ball. Finally a hand pass comes back there to Kennedy. He's in a bit of trouble too. They're all falling over left and right. I don't know whether it's very slippery down there or not. It's going for the boundary line. And finally the ball driven up there by Morrissey up towards the full forward position, but playing well there in front as Cordy. He was grabbed, didn't have the ball, but he still goes after it. Kicked off the ground by Egan. And Footscray through McPherson. Got a chance to get the ball away. It's a bit long for Kellett. Kellett goes in to pick it up again. Lost sight of it. Taps it on. Finally a hand pass out to Cordy again. He's grabbed but gets it over to Egan. He should pick this one up, and well grabbed by Robertson. I thought he was grabbed a bit high, but the umpire gave him the advantage, and a good mark there by Sewell. Sewell's got it now. The ball back into attack for Footscray. It's a pretty fast game. Picked up well by Gorazidis. A magnificent hand pass to Sewell. He's clear now. He's going to have a shot at goal. It'll be all right. It'll be a goal. Their second. A beautiful bit of play on the part of Sewell that time.
It's an excellent play that time by Gorazidis. Gorazidis was very, very quick with his hand passes. We watch Sewell put the ball down now. It's taken by Gorazidis, a very nice hand pass, and then Sewell doing well to break the tackle from Langford and straighten up. Nobody there in defence, which is not hard to understand because they had followed the Footscray players up the ground.
13 minutes gone, Footscray by 4. Knocked down by Byrne. Atkins to right half forward. Underneath it is Green and takes the safe mark. Hand passes on to Morris. He went the wrong way, kicks it straight to Williams, who says, thanks very much, this will be another goal for Footscray. He's just got to kick accurately, no one chasing. Williams fires, goal number 3 to Footscray. And that pleases our cameraman Russell Howard no end. 3-1 to 1-3.
Of those 3, 2 excellent goals by Ian Williams on camera at the moment. So we watch the replay. The hand pass from Green out to Morris. Morris, a poor piece of play, and Williams saying thank you very much as he dashes around the half-forward line. And as Peter said before, normally an excellent kick, and that's 2 lovely goals by Ian Williams.
Nearly 14 minutes gone. Footscray by 10 points. The winner of tonight's match plays Essendon in a semi-final of the Sterling Cup for 84. Hawks not looking good at the moment, but there's plenty of time to go yet. Chance for Schwab. Fires it out to Byrne. Byrne from centre field onto Bertie. He missed it. He doesn't miss many. Wallace tackles him. The ball rebounds to Sewell. Going in solidly as Schwab. Umpire Clayton having a close look at it. Decides eventually on a ball up. And that will take place only a few metres from the centre circle on Hawthorn's attacking side. But only just. A crowded bounce down. Ford and Byrne. Still no one making any headway. I think that was Sewell that threw it out. The umpire has decided on a bounce though. Power restrictions of course come into force tomorrow at 7 AM. We've got the generators working out here at VFL Park already. Just in case. Considine, hurried hand pass taken by O'Halloran. Byrne snares it at centre field, fires out the long hand pass. Wallace is there for Footscray though. Schwab goes over the top of him. A tackle down there from Footscray, not successful. Tuck does the shepherding for Howard. Neither can pick it up. Now it's finally Tuck's turn. Tuck well shepherded on the boundary line. Fires it up towards centre half forward. Robertson is there, can't take the mark. Almost a grab for Footscray out there, brought in by Lunn, and he's paid it.
Lunn at centre half back. Gets the ball out wide as they go now for Williams. A hand pass coming over. And there we see Ross go for a short pass. It'll be okay. Now the mark taken here by McPherson. McPherson at centre half forward. He's running around in circles there, but finally gets the ball. Gorazidis in front. I think Gorazidis kicked 6 or 7 goals in the reserve match.
In the second half, Lou.
Yes, he played a great game, and this fella can really move. He's only about 35 metres out directly in front, and he's usually a pretty accurate kick. They're 19 points, Footscray to Hawthorn 9 points only, so they've really jumped him in this first 15 and a half minutes of the first quarter. There's the kick on its way, but he's hooked that one and through for a point. So Hawthorn a 1 goal, 9 points to Footscray, 3 goals, 20. He moves pretty well, Gorazidis, Bobby, doesn't he?
Well, not forgetting, Lou, that he had one particularly great season with St Kilda prior to going to Footscray.
Ball back into play again, out there towards that half-back flank position. Polkinghorne in front, couldn't hold that mark. It hits the deck, going after it now is Considine. Goes for a hand pass, a long one over to Green. But little Hicks is there, but he can't get clear. Still a bit of scrimmaging going on. Baxter goes down. Wallace is there too, having a battle there with a couple of Hawthorn guys. But the umpire will ball it up. Chris Mew well out of that. I think he must be playing centre half back, Chris Mew, is he, Bob?
Yes, Lou.
Out there on the wing position. Ball kicked along by Morrissey. Lunnis a go too, but he missed that, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Footscray. And it's Foster driving it back there. In front there was Atkins. It bounced over his head. This gives Howard a bit of a break. Oh, turns away nicely, Howard. Goes for a pass out wide. It'll be to Tuck. Tuck couldn't grab that one. Knocked out by Foster again. It's DP Adamenego. Well grabbed by Foster. Made him lose that one. They're going in hard, Footscray. They're not messing about as we see Tuck get a hand pass. Could have been doubtful as Flintoff picks it up. drives it up there looking for Byrne in the front posse. It's tapped out again. It's Swab having a snap at goal. It'll be all right. No, it veered off at the last moment and through for a point. So at the 17.5-minute mark, or just on the 17.5-minute mark, it's Footscray 3 goals, 2-20 to Hawthorn, 1 goals for 10 points.
And that ball hit at countenance belonging to Alan Jeans with Brian Coleman. I guess they're a bit worried at the moment. Williams goes for a pass out towards centre wing. That's okay, taken by McPherson. A little chip shot up towards the centre wing. And Footscray looking the goods at the moment. Ross, one of their newer players. Ross number 50, down towards half forward. Gorizaitis has to go the punch, not successful. Good tackle by Atkins. Ball into the open spaces, chance for Wallace. He played a ripper game against Hawthorn, I think it was in round 5. O'Halloran. Onto Green. Green at left half-back flank, gets the fumbles, but gets it over Ross's head, onto Considine. Considine to Loveridge, still with that hand bandaged. I think he was split the webbing a couple of weeks back. He's only played a few games in the reserves, making his comeback bid. Hawthorn now swinging to attack up towards half-forward, but not for very long, and the mark taken by Cordy. Cordy gets it over to Kellett. Got former St Kilda players in this Footscray side, and the mark taken by Schwab. Gets around Williams, but a hurried kick nevertheless. Up to half-forward. Curran had the mark and then lost it. Long hand pass fired out by Byrne. Chance for Egan to soccer the ball away, which he does towards the forward pocket. That'll suit the Footscray defenders, and Kennedy content to cut the ball over the line. And we'll see a boundary throw in at the 19-minute mark.
Well, they're pretty desperate at the moment, Footscray, Peter, aren't they?
Playing a lot better than when we saw them last. I think that was against the Hawthorn side in round 5 or thereabouts. They got slaughtered that day. Free kick going to the Bulldogs. It'll be taken in the back pocket by Egan. He's gone. No, it won't go to him. It's gone to Ford. Ford's kick up towards centre field. Good tackle on Cordy by McCarthy. In comes O'Halloran. Oh, rubber meets the tackle well.
Oh, God, he's meant 400 metres that time.
The umpire penalised him for running too far.
So I don't think he realised that when he came off the body of Groenewegen, he almost started to run again. He forgot that he hadn't touched the ball on the ground.
There's the short pass. No, it's not. He's going to have his kick. I thought he was going for a short pass. They got a bit behind the game as Lund goes for the long kick over the half-forward line. The ball punched away by Mew and McCarthy. Back to DP Domenico. He crashes over the line. On his back there was Cordy, and it'll be out of bounds about 60 metres around, or more than 60 metres, about 70 metres around from the Footscray goal. But they're doing okay at the moment. They're 10 points in front. There was a miss that time by Bennett. He goes after it again, couldn't get clear, and there's the siren to end the first quarter. And a good performance by Footscray. 3 goals, 2-20 to Hawthorn, 1 goal, 4 10 points.